good. Obviously, some moments where it's been bad. I mean, that's what you're talking about, being up and down and inconsistent. Um, if you look at some individual performances, have been pretty good. I mean, I think, the emergence of the three receivers, obviously Terry's been consistent throughout the whole time, but, Jahan coming on and then Curtis, what he's done this year was good to see. Brian Robinson, it was good, good to see him. Antonio, a little bit of different role. Both those guys were productive. I think, the quarterback play, obviously we played with two different ones, and, there was some good and some bad, as we went on. Got to find some consistency there. And then, we played some multiple people in the offensive line, and, I think the run game, stayed pretty good, and there was times where we struggled with some protection issues where, we got to improve, and that's going to help those guys on the perimeter, I think, make some more plays.
And obviously, there have been, like you said, there's quarterback play, guys in and out, offensive line in and out. For you as a coordinator, that's what you can control, is what you're doing. So how do you feel like when you're looking back at what you've done over that time, again, moving forward, what kind of things have you learned to help you with that? When you go back and assess that, how do you look at it?
Yeah, I think you got to always just do a good job of evaluating your personnel and, not ask guys to do some things that maybe they're not capable of doing. Make sure that, if you got some guys that need a little bit of help, that you protect them and not put them out there where you can get some, possible negative plays. And then, at the same time, you can't go and be too cautious where you don't give your guys chances to make plays. And that's what you're doing, is you got to balance it, because we've had some turnovers in games that have been very costly. And then we've also had times where, we're not making enough explosive plays to affect the game that we need to. So, there's that balance there you always got to be aware of, and make sure that you're doing whatever you can do to help your guys make plays, but then also not doing something where you're putting yourself in jeopardy of screwing up the game.
How do you feel that you've done with that? Because again, you're going to be able, you can assess.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I feel like, I've done a pretty decent job of it. There's some times where, you've gone too far one way or the other, for sure.
Sam Howell's getting the start, obviously. You get to see him throughout the year. What have you seen him? How have you seen him progress throughout this year?
I felt really good about Sam. He's had multiple roles as far as, he started out this year as an inactive third, was the backup for a while where he was preparing to play. And, he was one play away from playing, for however many games that was, when Carson was inactive. And, I felt good. Like if he would have had to play, I would have felt comfortable with him playing. I'm excited to see him go out there and play. Obviously not a great situation as far as just, what happened last week and everything like that. But, he's excited. He's worked really hard for this opportunity, and it's going to be good for him to get out there and play.
Whatever happens will only just be the one start. So for going forward for him, what's the realistic expectation for you in terms of what he could be next year and beyond?
I don't know. I think it's too early to say that. I think you just, you evaluate him. We've already evaluated him through the course of this entire season, and we feel really good about that. And then, this is just another part of the evaluation, him out there playing against a good defense.
You've been in this league a long time, kind of the ups and downs of it. I mean, as you finish another season, kind of what are your personal expectations for going forward here?
I don't know. I mean, I think we talked about, I feel good about, some of the young guys that we have on this team. I feel like there's been some moments where, we've really looked like we're going to turn a corner. We didn't do the things that we wanted to do this year. I mean, no one's going to sit here and say that. I'm accountable for that as much as anybody. I think this group can really grow. You look at the youth around there, obviously, Terry, and then, we came out of that San Francisco game a couple weeks ago. Our leading receiver and our leading rusher were both rookies, so you look at the guys that we have, I think that there's a lot of room to grow. And, I look forward to working with these guys and continue to get better and keep improving and get this team where we want it to be.
Do you personally worry about job security or anything like that?
I mean, that's just part of this league. It could happen. It could happen to anybody. It's happened to guys when they don't expect it. It's happened, whatever. So I just do my job. I'm focused on the Cowboys. Whatever happens, after this week, you go with it after that. But to me, I'm prepared to coach this game and then get this team ready to go be successful down the road.
Do you think you'll be able to get a fair evaluation of Sam? It seems like you guys might not be at a full strength on Sunday.
I think you take everything to an account. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I think it's just part of the evaluation that's already taken place. You know, we see a lot. You know, just the way he conducts himself. You know, the way he practices. All of that is something to take account. Now, this is obviously live bullets, like against a good team who is, you know, they're playing for something. So. You know, we know, you know, everything else, we take that into account, and that's all part of the evaluation.
Who are a couple of the younger players you're excited to see?
You know, I think we're still having conversations about that. I think, you know, just as far as who's going to play and how much everyone's going to play. So that's something that we'll see more as the week goes on.
You guys became pretty run heavy this year, maybe out of necessity, but also because of your strengths. But looking forward, would you prefer to have more of that ability to be, I mean, of course you want to be more explosive, but how can you look at this year and how the run game can it be applied next year?
You know, when you're calling plays, it's not always just about, you know, the offense. Is about the entire team, and doing what's best for us as a team. You know, the one thing that we did well was we kept the ball. You know what I mean? We just kept our defense off the field. Now, when you're doing that, there's not a lot, like you're saying, there's not a lot of explosive plays. And part of, you know, the question was asked earlier as far as that balance of creating explosive plays, but then also not putting yourself in situations to get, you know, sacks or sack fumbles or quarterback pressures and getting the quarterback beat up. So just, you know, there was a little bit of necessity there. But, yeah, I think we have to find ways to, like I said, we got talented guys on the perimeter, and we got to find ways to let them do what they do.
And quarterback is the big topic, but finding a center who you guys can rely on and play 17 games as opposed to having to go through 3 or 4, how much would that help in the future?
Yeah, I mean, you want to find, you know, starters at every position that play every game. You know, center's a big deal. They make all the line calls. You know, Chase, it's unfortunate to what's happened with him the last couple years, and we've had guys step in. I mean, Tyler Larson, I saw some stat the other day that, you know, his record as a starter, and he's done a good job. And again, he's gotten hurt 2 years in a row, also. So yeah, that's a big part of it for sure.
Coach, it's been said before that for a quarterback that's in kind of that third role or even sometimes a fourth role for other guys, it takes kind of a certain level of mental discipline to really develop and improve their own game while taking those mental reps. Do you agree with that assessment, first of all, and then do you believe that Sam has demonstrated that level of discipline? Yeah,
absolutely. You have to, like, when you're the third guy, the starter's getting ready to play, and then the backup as well. They know they're one snap away. Now, the good thing for Sam is he spent a lot of this season as the backup, so it wasn't just the third guy. But, yeah, you got to make sure that you're on it. And that goes for for any, backup player, but definitely quarterback because you put so much on their plate. But he's a very very smart guy. He studies hard, takes a lot of pride in what he does. He wants to be great. So, I mean, he's been outstanding throughout the whole year, and he's definitely prepared.
And then every year we got to have the conversation about when a rookie stops kind of being a rookie in practice and in the operational phase of things. Is there a moment in your mind where you kind of looked at Sam and said, okay, now you're an NFL quarterback, not a rookie becoming an NFL quarterback?
I don't know. I think you would still consider him a rookie just because he hasn't played, what I mean, in actual games. I think some of our other guys, maybe like Jahan or, guys that have, played throughout the whole year, you kind of see that transformation, you get in the second half of the year. But as far as just, Sam, you still put him in that light. Now he's gone through the day-to-day, but, not playing yet.
Right. And then in the headset, will there be kind of a different approach with him in his first start than maybe some other quarterbacks, or will it be kind of business as usual?
You just try to clearly communicate. When I can call the play, just stay calm, make sure that he hears me, repeat it if I need to. And, but, give him a tip here and there if I see it. There's limited time, obviously. But, he's done such a good job preparing. He knows what the expectations are in every play. You try not to flood them with too much information before snap so they can relax and play free. Yeah.
Have you had communication with Taylor throughout the last?
Yeah, I talk to Taylor all the time.
I mean, what is your sense of where he's at and everything that's happened?
Taylor's good. I mean, I think, like any competitor, I'm sure he was disappointed last week and he wanted to play. But he's a great guy and a great teammate, and he was there for Carson and he's there for Sam this week and the rest of the guys on the team. Taylor's doing fine. Yeah, I think, hopefully we'll get get some of those guys out there, especially like a guy like Armani who's been out. He's healthy, so hopefully we'll get a chance to get him out there and play. But we've got a good evaluation. Those guys have played a pretty good amount of snaps this season. So, all right. Thank you guys.